Your thoughts on Manny Pacquiao's retirement?
One of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. Never ran from anybody. Had completely respected the sport of boxing. Was an ultimate champion. And I have to tell you, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet on the planet Earth.
I love Mayweather. I think Manny Pacquiao won Mayweather today. Manny Pacquiao in his prime was throwing damn near 100 punches per round. No other fighter could do that, and he wasn't on steroids. Manny Pacquiao all day.
I might not be as fast as I was when I was 30, but I'm still fast enough to break your nose or do some damage to you.
Yeah, and for Manny, it wasn't so much the power, it was the speed and the accuracy and the two.
Stephen A. Smith explains why Pacquiao would destroy Mayweather in a rematch. He calls Manny Pacquiao the ultimate champion and a true legend of boxing who has earned respect from the very beginning of his career. Smith was especially impressed by Pacquiao's technique, speed, and power, saying these qualities still shine through even at age 46. He believes Pacquiao's current form is more dangerous than ever and would overwhelm Mayweather if they fought again.
Thoughts on Manny Pacquiao's retirement?
One of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. Never ran from anybody. Had completely respected the sport of boxing. Was an ultimate champion. And I have to tell you, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet on the planet Earth. I mean, when people, I want to say this real quick because I know we got to go because we got one more thing to discuss, Mark.
Yeah.
When people talk about Manny Pacquiao and they say stuff like, well, he's fighting for money. I would like y'all to know that there are people who line up in the streets of the Philippines just to come get some money from him. He's very charitable.
Oh, yeah.
That's why money was compromising, because he's a giver. He's a special dude.
Charleston White didn't hold back when discussing the long-standing tension between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. He argued that during Pacquiao's prime years, Floyd avoided fighting him not out of strategy, but fear. White emphasized how destructive Pacquiao was in his peak. His rapid-fire combinations, in-and-out movement, and raw tenacity made him a nightmare matchup. Accusations from Floyd, including allegations of steroid use, were viewed by many as tactics to delay the inevitable clash. Instead of stepping into the ring when both were at their best, Mayweather waited. White's comments added to the narrative that Floyd feared risking his undefeated record against a fully powered Pacquiao.
Yeah. Going to the grave.
Story of redemption.
Absolutely. Somebody we remember forever. No doubt, man. With Charleston, we'll let you get back to your business.
Can't forget about the George Foreman grill. You can't forget about that grill, the George Foreman grill.
It done taught many people
how to make burgers without being messy.
Definitely an important thing, that George Foreman grill, bro. Without question, man. What's your best memory of Manny Pacquiao? Watching Manny fight over the years, what was your best memory of him?
I love Mayweather. But Mayweather avoided him for all those years. Accusing him of being on steroids, and he never tested positive for steroids. He was like a machine. Yeah, homie. So if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the only fighters, homie, that threw over 100-something plus rounds, punches per round. So he was like a machine, homie.
Age has always been a point of debate in boxing. And in the case of Pacquiao and Mayweather, it's especially relevant. Many dismissed any talk of a rematch, believing time had passed both fighters by. But Pacquiao's recent fight with Mario Barrios changed that. His movement, reaction time, and conditioning stunned critics. Suddenly, the idea of Floyd stepping back into the ring against this version of Manny didn't seem so far-fetched. Instead of watching two faded champions, fans are now curious whether Mayweather would risk facing an older but still dangerous Pacquiao. The pressure is slowly building again.
Question hanging in the air like a jab. What's next for the Pac-Man? There's a growing chant for a Floyd rematch. And you know what? I wouldn't hate it. Two legends, both past their peak, but still dangerous, still proud, still built for the lights. Only thing is, after what Manny just showed, not sure Floyd wants that.
Ever since Pacquiao returned to the sport, he hasn't been shy about calling for another fight with Mayweather. In every interview and public appearance, he's reminded the world that he's ready. There are no negotiation games, no delays, just a direct challenge. He has made it clear that the decision lies entirely with Floyd. This openness reflects Manny's competitive mindset. He believes he still has what it takes to fight at the highest level, and his words are backed by actions. What was once a distant dream is now a possibility, and Pacquiao is standing by, gloves on.
The boxing world is buzzing with excitement as Manny Pacquiao gears up for his showdown with WBC welterweight champ Mario Barrios. But that's not all. There's talk of a potential rematch with Floyd Mayweather. Pacquiao's not holding back, saying Mayweather's been ducking him. He wants a real fight, not just an exhibition. Can you imagine the hype if this happens? It could be worth billions. But first, Pac-Man's got to handle business this Saturday. If he wins, will it force Mayweather to step up, or will Barrios spoil the party? One thing's for sure, the line of fighters wanting a piece of Pacquiao will be long if he comes out on top. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over.
Boxing trainer Abel Sanchez offered a technical perspective on why Pacquiao remains so effective. He explained that Manny's dominance doesn't come from sheer force, but from his ability to land clean, precise shots with incredible speed. Even after a break from the sport, Pacquiao returned with timing and rhythm that impressed even seasoned coaches. Sanchez noted that Manny's fitness and hand-eye coordination hadn't declined with age. It's these sharp fundamentals that allow him to compete with younger opponents. While most fighters fade, Pacquiao's style is built to last. And Sanchez's analysis only reinforces the belief that he's still elite.
It didn't seem like Barrios wanted to hurt Manny, and maybe it's the respect. Maybe the greatness was, he was in the ring with greatness and didn't want to do anything dumb.
Yeah, like, I spoke to Bob after the fight, who's the trainer of Barrios, and he was telling me he was getting on Mario's ass about that. Like, he felt like he was being too nice, and he told him that you gotta take it to him, man. Like, leave all that crap outside. Like, you be mean, you gotta take it to him.
Yeah, but you know what? We are on the outside. We're not taking near a lick as a coach.
Yeah.
He's in there with a great legend, and he's in there with somebody that can punch and somebody that can fight. So his mentality and his sentiment and what he sees there is a hell of a lot different than what we see on the outside. All we can do is try to encourage our guys, but we're not taking any punches.
Yeah, and there was flashes of the old Pacquiao there, though.
At times.
Yeah, at times.
Yeah.
Obviously not like before, but, you know, his patented jab straight and then come up top was there. It landed a few times. In the first round, he landed it straight like almost right away. I felt to kind of show Mario, like, hey, you know, I might not be as fast as I was when I was 30, but I'm still fast enough to you know, break your nose or do some damage to you.
Yeah, and for Manny, it wasn't so much the power; it was the speed and the accuracy and the 2 or 3 punches in a row that put you in trouble. So maybe Barrios was not gonna have any of that. Who knows? But again, it didn't look like the kind of fight that puts people on the edge of the seats.
You know, just covering Pacquiao's career for as long as I have, you know, there was a few things that I noticed. Like, I felt like at times, and maybe this will get better now that he's, you know, doing he said that he's going to come back, that he's eyeing maybe October, November this year to come back again in another fight. He's more consistent. I know when you're older, it's like the old saying, like, you got to use it so you don't lose it, you know?
Despite not getting the official victory against Barrios, Manny's performance was enough to spark serious discussions about his capabilities. Many fans and analysts believe the judges got it wrong and Pacquiao deserved the win. More importantly, his display reignited the argument that he could still defeat Mayweather. The belt wasn't the focus anymore. It was the eye test. Manny looked faster, smarter, and more driven. The question is no longer about age, but about ability. This version of Pacquiao has shown enough to convince many that a rematch isn't just possible, it's winnable.
Anything, y'all don't see what the bigger picture is? Y'all don't think we're gonna get a Mayweather Part 2 coming soon? Y'all don't think so? Because you do know Barrios is the ultimate company man.
Mayweather Part 2? Yeah, I don't see that. I'm more on the Tank. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I think that Tank gets the fight.
That's what I've been saying. I said I'm gonna stand on it that if Manny Pacquiao pulls this off and gets that belt, Floyd Mayweather's coming.
Not all reactions have been supportive of a rematch. There's a large portion of the boxing community that cherishes both men and would prefer their legacies remain untouched. watching two aging greats go to war again might feel bittersweet. For these fans, seeing either fight or lose would tarnish the perfect memory of their prime years. Nostalgia plays a powerful role in sports, and the thought of one legend defeating the other in a final showdown is hard to stomach. To some, preserving history is more important than creating new drama.
He wants to see a Pacquiao versus Mayweather too. The first fight was a decade ago, and it took too long to happen. And now they both, it's just like, come on, bro. We just trying to squeeze the life out of boxing for real. Y'all want to watch two senior citizens spar? Because they both pushing 50. And the thing that will make it the most disappointing to me is that we should have had this when they were in their primes. And the fact that if they're trying to fight now, it's just a money grab. They just know they can both get a nice check from it. And why not? That would be the only reason, because they pushed this off so many times. A lot of y'all wasn't alive back then. Y'all wasn't outside. This was the discussion in boxing for a good 6-year stretch. Is when would Floyd Mayweather fight Manny Pacquiao? Is Pacquiao juiced? Floyd's ducking everybody who's actually good. He doesn't want to fight anybody in their prime. This was the talk about, this was the boxing talk for almost a decade. And the fact that they would come back and do it now, it makes me so mad, because I already know people would watch. It would get the views. But it's just going to be disappointing, because the first fight was disappointing.
Jones Jr., a legend himself, sparked conversation by omitting Mayweather from his top list of all-time greats. His reasoning wasn't about Floyd's record. It was about the quality of competition. Jones believes that Mayweather often avoided the toughest opponents during their peak. While Floyd's resume includes big names, many of them were either past their best or not considered serious threats when they fought him. This critique adds weight to the argument that Floyd's legacy might not be as untouchable as some believe, especially when compared to fighters like Pacquiao who consistently chased the hardest challenges.
Says Floyd Mayweather isn't in his top 5 boxers of all time because Floyd never fought a boxer that was his equal, and reveals he's still open to fighting Floyd in a boxing match. Look, man, Roy, you sounding real desperate, dog. Because Floyd didn't have Ali as his #1 fighter of all time. I hope you guys understand. This all stems from Floyd saying Ali wasn't the GOAT. Relax, Roy. We get it. You just overwhelmingly love Muhammad Ali for some reason. I don't care if you got Floyd top 5 or not. Floyd's my #2. I feel like if he's not top 5, your list is already trash. But all I know is he's way above Roy Jones Jr. Roy was a PED cheat who got exposed when he had to get off him. And he didn't fight nobody. Roy's resume's empty. It's a skeleton. You got James Toney. Outside of that, it's nobody legendary on his resume outside of Tony that I could think of. Roy was a great fighter, one of the highest peaks in modern boxing history for sure. But the guy, at the end of the day, he didn't fight nobody. I'm cool with Roy saying Floyd ain't top 5, but as long as he don't got himself in that top 5, we all good. You guys let me know how y'all feel about this. I think Roy Jones looks really desperate. I think he really is seeking attention from Floyd. It's getting really...
To their major bout was filled with missed opportunities and bitter accusations. For years, both camps traded blame over why the fight didn't happen sooner. Negotiations broke down multiple times over drug testing demands, revenue splits, and broadcast deals. While Pacquiao agreed to nearly every condition, eventually fans felt that Mayweather was more responsible for the delays. One of the most popular theories among boxing fans is that Floyd doesn't want a rematch because it threatens his perfect record.
Boxing. I do think that Pacquiao was willing to face Mayweather in this situation, he just didn't want to agree to those stipulations. And if the stipulations aren't too ridiculous, I think it is ducking. Pacquiao would then face Joshua Clottey instead on the 13th, and Floyd would go on to face Shane Mosley. Pacquiao beats Clottey by decision, and Floyd beats Mosley by decision. Half a year after the initial negotiations fell through, Pacquiao takes a U-turn and actually agrees on the 14-day blood testing. With the new stipulations, Team Pacquiao had a new offer to offer Team Mayweather. And the way they saw it, if there was no testing disputes, Floyd should be eager to take the fight. So Floyd was given a deadline to accept the deal. Top Rank was very public about this and even gave a countdown on their public website. However, one thing that needs to be considered in this situation is that Bob Arum never disclosed the actual conditions of the...
The first fight came with controversy, especially due to Manny's injured shoulder. Many believe that a healthy Pacquiao could have beaten him. Now with Manny looking revitalized, some suggest Floyd is avoiding a rematch out of concern for what a loss would mean for his legacy. The idea isn't just about the fight. It's about protecting an image carefully crafted over decades.
Wait, does Manny look like a steroid creation? Does he look like some mini Schwarzenegger? Well, I can give you any other thing that steroid can do, but not natural hand quickness. So if you're right about how Floyd Mayweather is the greatest defensive tactician in the history of boxing, what should he care about how ripped or big the head is of Manny Pacquiao?
27.
Pretty boy Floyd is worried that for the first time in his career, he is going to get hit and hit and hit. He's going to get cut. He's going to get hurt. He is scared to
Pacquiao's clash with Barrios was seen as a make-or-break moment. A win could push him toward another massive payday, possibly against Floyd. But the fight ended in a draw, complicating things. Even so, insiders claim the result hasn't killed talks of a rematch. It's not about the record, it's about the excitement Manny generated. His style, heart, and conditioning convinced many that he still has big fights left. And in boxing, fan interest often matters more than official scores.
So there's conversation going around that a Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao rematch is in the works if Pacquiao beats Barrios. And I want to ask y'all, do y'all want to see a rematch between these two? For me personally, fuck no. No. The first fight was boring. So just imagine this fight. They're even older now. And they first fight, I feel like took too long for them to finally fight each other. Right? I feel like Floyd kind of dragged that shit out and caught Manny at a point in time where, you know, they both wasn't dead in their prime anymore, right? They still were great fighters, don't get me wrong, but they wasn't both dead in their prime. I feel like they should have fought dead in their prime against each other. But absolutely not. I don't want to see that. I know they say, oh, it can generate billions. Nah. I mean, people will tune in just because it's Floyd and Manny Pacquiao. But I'm going to be honest, I don't want to see that shit. No.
When Pacquiao stepped into the ring against Barrios, expectations were modest. He hadn't fought in years, and most assumed he'd struggle. Instead, he looked sharp. His combinations landed cleanly. His movement was slick, and his footwork was fluid. Commentators who once doubted him were now praising him. This performance not only proved his relevance but also reignited fan excitement for a possible return to the biggest stage. The reaction was overwhelming. Pacquiao, even in his 40s, still belonged among the best.
Was busy, so let's talk about the Manny Pacquiao fight. Manny Pacquiao, the Boxing Hall of Famer, 46 years old, inactive for nearly 4 years. His attempt to win a welterweight title came up just short, fighting to a draw against Mario Barrios. That wasn't the old Manny Pacquiao that we saw in the ring against Barrios. It was a lot better than what people were expecting, including me. What did you think of what you saw from Pacquiao? 46 years old, back in the ring for the first time since 2021.
Including you and me, we watched that fight together, and we were shocked. The fact that he went past the 5th, the 6th, 7th round, and
got better too. Yeah.
He still had the bounce on his leg. Yeah, of course, it was flashes of the great Manny Pacquiao, but he was doing it against a young, strong, hungry, motivated champion in Barrios, and Barrios he was never in front of an old man, put it that way. He wasn't in front of a 46-year-old. It looked like he was in front of a guy that was in his mid-30s, in Manny Pacquiao. And at 46 years old, to keep that fight as competitive all the way to the end, where a lot of people felt that he won, including myself, it's incredible. It really is incredible. And the fact that he was out of the ring so much, forget the age, the inactivity hits you harder when you're that old than actual, Father Nature. That is amazing. That is incredible. That reminds me of like Sugar Ray Leonard when he was out of the ring for 3 years and came back from Marvin Hagler. But Ray Leonard wasn't no 46 years old. Pacquiao needs his legs to be explosive. That's how he made a career. That's how he became an A-division champion, an all-time great. And he still has the little bounce on his legs, man. So credit to those big-ass calves that Manny Pacquiao has, because he showed signs of greatness, man. And it was great to see that, but the judges didn't give.
All right, everyone. Stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Legacy Round and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.